Hello everyone, welcome back once again. In this video, we will explore Git and Visual Studio 2019. But before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So let's get to it then. So what is really a Git? So for those of you that don't know, a Git is a distributed version control system for tracking changes in any set of files. It was originally designed for coordinating work among programmers cooperating on source code during software development. So this video, what we really look at is how you can create a new repository inside a new Git repository inside the Visual Studio 2019. We'll also look at how you can clone an existing source code inside the Visual Studio 2019 from the GitHub platform or from the GitHub website. So rather than just talking too much, let's get to it then. So as you can see, I have a Visual Studio 2019 opened, and it's a blank window open right now. So what we do first is we actually open the Visual Studio installer. So you can just type in the Visual Studio installer. Obviously it's just gonna be opening from a new another window, so you won't really see it, but obviously I'll put it on the screen. So as you can see, I've got the Visual Studio installer opened. So as you can see, I've got an update due, but we're not going to look into that. So what we can do is we come in here more and modify. So here, what we do is we click on the individual components. So we scroll down, or we can type Git. So as you can see here, we've got Git for Windows and then the GitHub extension for Visual Studio. So what we do is we check on this box here and we download and install it before you actually open the Visual Studio. So while you're downloading and installing, make sure you actually close the Visual Studio or any instance of Visual Studio. So once you've got this bit sorted out, then we come inside the Visual Studio. So this first thing is obviously we look at how we can clone an existing source code inside the Git or the GitHub platform, and then open the source code inside the Visual Studio. So what we do is obviously we look for the source code that we want to clone. So as you can see, I've got a source file here, P2P file shell 2018. So what we do here is, so once you open the source code inside the github.com, what we do is we click on the code. So for some reason it's loading, but I'm just gonna pause it and reload the page. Okay, so I've opened the same page inside the Google Chrome. So we click on the drop down. So as you can see here, we'll be able to get the URI for the source code. So what we do is we click on the copy here. So what we do is we just copy this link. So the next bit is, of course, we come inside the Visual Studio file, then clone existing clone repository. So once you open here, so you'll be able to type in the link to the repository, which is this bit here. So obviously it's got .git extension. So once you've got that bit sorted out, then you can click on the clone here. So you can either click on here to continue the load on the background, or you can just leave it as it is here. So as you can see here, the repository is being opened. So I'm just going to pause it while the whole thing actually works out, so that we can go on to the next stage. So as you can see here now, we have the source being opened. So I don't think we've got, okay, so we've probably got all the files being loaded here. So as you can see, it's very simple, not really complicated. So the Visual Studio includes a straightforward clone experience. So as you can see, the clone experience is very seamless. So if you already know the URI of the repository that you want to clone, so you can just directly, boom, put the URI, or you can come inside this menu button here, then click this bit here. So here too, you can clone a repository, or you can see a lot of actually links that you can go through. So the next bit is, obviously, if your code is not associated with Git, you can start by creating a new Git repository. So to be able to do that, obviously we're just going to open a new window, so we can start from there. So I'm just going to close this bit here. And then open a new Visual Studio. So I'm just gonna remove this bit here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a very quick, simple project. So here we're just gonna create a simple console app project, and we click next. We're not gonna make any changes, just gonna create. So we're just gonna wait while the whole thing creates. So as you can see here, we've got a very simple console app here, and we've got hello world being printed out. So there's nothing really fanciful here. So what we do is to create, we're gonna create the new repository. To be able to do that, we come inside the Git here. So as you can see here, we've got create a Git repository. So we're gonna click this bit here. So here, this dialog is to create a Git repository dialog here. So here, if you don't have a Git account, you have to create one. And obviously, you're gonna have to log in, and then the account and details and whatnot will be showed here. So basically, this bit here, so you can get your repo not necessarily from Git, but you can get it from an existing remote source, or you can create a Git repository on the local file, on your local computer only. You can make your repository private, either private or public. By unchecking this box, you make it public, and by checking it, you make it private. So once you finished everything, so as you can see here, you can select the file location. So in this case, we've got the console app 2, and then the repository name, so it's console app 2, but you can change and put whatever name that you want to. So you can create and push. So here, what you can do is just gonna put your name, your screen name. So you can put whatever name, and the email address, then you can click on the save. So here, as you can see here, we've got already the changes being taken effect. So from this point on, you can go ahead and explore it further. So I'm just going to leave this video here, and I hope I'm able to get you started in terms of seamlessly integrating Git and Visual Studio. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do, because I've got lots of videos coming up. And have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Stay in peace and bless. Bye bye.